Right, I'm so sorry that this is zoomed in literally just straight on my eyes, but I've been at a 9-hour shift all day, and yeah, so this is just going to be like, I'm just going to zoom out a bit, but so I'm using some new products for the first time, and I'm just going to be like applying them on camera and seeing how they go. So I'm first going to take an Anastasia Beverly Hills blending brush. Any blending brush will do, and I'm going to start off by using just my favourite palette, which is the Morphe 359A. Just going to use this chocolate brown here, which has a quite sort of orangey, sort of reddish undertone to it. And I'm just going to apply a lot of that onto my brush, and I'm then just going to be applying that into the crease. So with my concealer today, I actually mixed two together. They're exactly the same concealer, the Tarte Cosmetics one, but I mixed two shades as I didn't want it to be too light and then I didn't want it to be too dark. And this was sort of like the perfect colour. I didn't want it to be too dark because I did want it to act as a brow bone highlight. So just pushing that colour down. I want this look to be very smoky and sort of sultry looking, but I'm still applying the shadow in this sort of method. So it looks super messy to start off with, but we're going to be blending it out. And then as you apply more, just start blending it in. I'm just going to blend it up. I'm doing it very like gently and sort of circular motions as you get to the end of your eye. And then just tap off any excess on the brush. And it almost will look like you've got two different tones of shadow on. This brush is like shredding and it's really annoying me. So then, as you're able to tell, the darkest part of the eye is this part where we first applied the shadow, as the concealer sort of like grabs onto it. So I'm just blending that out a bit more. I'm literally like, that could be an eye look in itself. I'm just going to apply it a bit more, just to deepen it up in the areas I need it. So just round the crease area. I want to make this look very simple, so like everyone can do it. As the brown is now applied, I'm then, oh my god, I've just got black eyeshadow all over my hand. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to be applying, because I could make this technical, but I want to make this quite easy. I'm going to take this shadow from Primark, and it's part of their new Christmas collection. It's called Nutmeg. Literally, it's such a beautiful shade. Just swatch it to show you. There's a swatch of it there. And that's it on my hand. Just taking a flat eyeshadow brush and I'm just wiping it in a wet wipe just to clean it. But this will also help apply the shadow, as most shadows do work better when they're wet. So it does have a little bit of green on there. I'm going to be using some of the Mario Badescu facial spray, and I'm going to spritz my brush. And I'm just going to take the eyeshadow on this brush like that. And I don't want this to be like super defined, that's why I'm not applying concealer underneath the eyeshadow. I want it to look very sort of almost like natural, if that is even a thing with eyeshadow, because I'm going to be applying a pigment over the top. Okay, that's actually really nice. Definitely works well too when you wet it. I'm just sort of going to cover my lid. Then I'm just going to go back in with that brush that I used to apply the brown eyeshadow. I'm going to take a bit more brown eyeshadow, blend the two together. So we're just going to go over a bit with that shimmer shadow, just to sort of mix them so there's not like a line, so it looks like sultry and smoky. I'm going to be doing like a smoky liner. So for this liner, all I'm going to do is take this Wilko angled brush from Wilkinson's, which is in the UK. From the US. It's just like a shop that sells everything really. I'm just going to take a black eyeshadow, it doesn't matter what black eyeshadow, tap off the excess. And I'm going to smudge this along my lash line. And you are going to get a lot of fallout under here, that's why it's important to do your eyes first before your face. And I'm doing this before I put the pigment on, because I want this to be quite sort of smudged and like messy almost, like that. So I'm just going to apply this Illamasqua pigment, and I have not opened this. It's the shade Ore, and it's actually so pretty, I'll show you. This is what it looks like. I actually got this from TK Maxx, it will be in my upcoming vlog, and oh my god, it's so nice, look. I'm going to use the same brush that I used to put the Primark shadow on, and I am going to wet it just the tiniest bit so it picks up the pigment. I'm then just going to dab my brush straight in and again tap off any excess just to stop it going absolutely everywhere. And I'm just going to pat that in the centre of my lid and blend it out. Just sort of going to apply this all sort of over where we applied the previous shadow. And I'm going to take a bit up into my crease so it's not going to be like harsh, it's just going to be like spread. I feel like that's quite a popular thing to do with like bridal looks too. And as you can see, I'm not swiping, I'm just literally patting the pigment down. And as I get to the crease, I'm just dabbing it in. So then when you look forward, you can then just see the pigment like peeking through in the crease. Some people might not like that, and I never used to, but I think it actually looks better, just so you don't have that line of where it stops. I'm just going to take that brown shadow again, go over the outer corner. Just going over that eyeliner once more on the outer part of my eye, just so this is the deepest part. This again will help the look more sort of like sultry, and it looks a lot softer on your eye too than actual like eyeliner. Just grab a wipe and wipe away anything that's under my eye, like any black shadow. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to move on to some eyelashes and I'll be right back. I'm just going to apply them. Okay, for my primer, my eyelashes look a bit weird. This one's like sitting weird, but please ignore. So for my primer, I'm going to be using the the Primark Strobe Cream. I actually really like this. I'm just going to take this all over my face. I've still got black eyeshadow underneath my eyes. The eyelashes I'm wearing are the Peaches and Cream number 8. And as you can see, it gives a nice glow to the face. I'm just going to take a wipe and clean up that black shadow. Okay, I know I've still got a bit under my eye, but I am going to be applying eyeshadow there. So for the foundation, I'm going to be taking the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops. Now I know some people use these to mix foundation, but I'm going to try give them a go on their own, because apparently they're like full coverage, like super full coverage. And I feel like it would be nice to have natural eyes, but then like a full coverage base. So I don't know if these are going to match me. I have got tan on, but it has faded a bit. So I'm going to give them a go. These eyelashes are really annoying me. So I'm just going to go ahead, drop a couple of drops. I might use a brush to start with actually, and then I'll use my beauty blender. So I'm just going to use my Real Techniques brush that I've been using for foundation recently. I really like how it applies it. So I'm just going to take a couple of drops on the back of my hand. Okay, I feel like this is going to be too light for me. Let's give it a go anyway. I'm probably using this wrong and someone in the comments is going to shout at me. Okay, it's too light for me. I'll mix it with another foundation. So I'm going to take my Invisiwear by EX1 favourite foundation, and I'm going to take a bit more of them drops. Just going to cover up my face. I can darken it up with the bronzer that I'm going to be applying it anyway, so I'm not too bothered about it being like a bit lighter. I'm going to cover my ears. I won't obviously be able to show you in this video how this wears because I'm not going to have it on that long, but I can tell you about how it feels on my skin and that. I'd say it definitely worked out better mixing it with the EX1 foundation, because otherwise it would have been the wrong colour for me. But it does feel thicker on my skin, like the formula, than if I was to just wear the Invisiwear. Well, that's like expected, considering these drops are meant to be like full coverage. Yeah, the colour's like off, but I can fix that. But it does make my skin look really like full coverage. It's working well on my nose as long as I'm like patting it in, but I tend to apply my foundation like that anyway. So it really works the product into your skin. I'm going to take my Tarte concealer. Oh my god, my hair. And I'm just going to apply that underneath my eyes. I'm taking my darker shade because I don't want my eyes to be too bright today, because I want like a softer look. And when you get to your eyeshadow, be really gentle. Be sure not to cut like a line like up. Make sure you're just like covering the dark area. And it's sometimes when you've got like too much product build up like I've got here, so I'm literally just gonna like keep dabbing over the product before I get to that sort of eyeshadow edge to really help blend it out. As you can see, I haven't taken the concealer right up anyway because I'm going to be like covering my lash line. I'm going to use the number 10 Fit Me powder by Maybelline. This is just the loose powder, and I'm just going to set my under eyes. I actually really like this powder. It's really finely milled, so it doesn't cake your face up like with loads of powder. Okay, as you can see, it's like creased in the line I get on my head. For the rest of my face, I'm going to take the shade 20, which is just a bit darker, and it will help that foundation. Okay, I forgot to put cream bronzer on, didn't I? For my bronzer, I'm going to use the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. My jumper is covered in powder on my hair. I'm just going to take loads of this to bronze my face up. I'm just always so heavy-handed with my bronzer. And then my nose. I'm then just going to go back to the eyes quickly. I'm just going to zoom you in. So I'm just taking that black shadow along my lash line again. Just to define my eyes. This eyelash. I didn't really have any other sort of like sultry sort of lashes. That's why I've gone for these, and they're really annoying me. After I've done this shadow, I'm going to re-stick it down. I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to be using the brown that I applied earlier on my Anastasia Beverly Hills brush, and I'm going to blend that into the black. Pushing that in really sort of like messily. The other side of the brush, the fluffy side, I'm just going to smoke it out. Just going to fix that eyelash. While the eyelash glue is drying, literally just dropped everything on the floor. I'm going to take a mixture of Milani Luminoso, and then I'm going to mix in the the Anastasia Beverly Hills Peach Nectar highlighter on top, just to deepen it up, make it really like glowy on the skin. I like really heavy blush at the moment. I said that in my previous video, I know. I'm just grabbing my paintbrush that I usually use, and I'm just going to apply that. Just gonna make my skin super glowy and like dewy, like an angel. I'm gonna take Shine Bright by Doll Beauty, and I'm just going to apply this on top, but I'm just going to be applying that to my highest point of my cheekbone, and I'm just going to make it really intense. That's so intense in person, but in the camera it doesn't pick up as much. I'm going to apply some eyebrow gel, some mascara, and then we'll move on to lip. And then for lip liner, I'm going to be using Barry M1 because, of course, if you didn't know that, are you even a subscriber? So I'm just going to be lining eyelids with this. For lipstick, I'm going to be using the Primark Lustra Finish lipstick in the shade Barely There. And this is 90He. It's very pale. So I'm just going to quickly, I forgot to highlight my brow bone. I'm going to be highlighting it with this shade, also from Primark. And I'm just going to take this little pencil brush and just highlight my brow bone. It's going to be really delicate. I just want the tiniest bit there. Okay, that's very bright. So just under the arch, just grab a fluffy brush to blend it in so you don't get a harsh line. And then I've got a bit in my eyebrows, so I'm just going to go over that. And that is the look done. I'm really impressed with both those Primark eyeshadows, and the lipstick feels really nice. It actually smells really nice too. The foundation I actually really like in the camera you can see this looks a lot more full coverage than what my foundation normally looks like. So I do really like these drops first impressions. Will say this colour is a bit too light for me, so this would be better for me to use when I'm a bit paler, but sort of have made it work with the bronzer. Props to me for filming this after a 9-hour shift. So proud. So if you liked this video, then please let me know in the comments down below. Let me know of any video requests you may have, and I'll be sure to do them. And also don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, share, all that jazz, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you, bye!